new milestones. As we proceed with the handing over ceremony, we look forward to a brighter and successful future for the Academy. I shall now hand over to the Acting Executive Secretary, Mrs. Kate Bwampong, who will introduce to us the new council, after which the outgoing president will make his remarks and proceed with the handing over. Permit me to say I may have to leave this meeting sometime later to go for another meeting. I thank you all very much. Mrs. Bwampong, over to you.
Good afternoon once again. We now come to the turn of introducing the new council members, and it is my pleasure to do that. The newly elected council for the 2025 to December 2026 is made up of the following personalities. We have Emerita Professor Isabella A. Kwache as the incoming president. We have Professor Alfred A. Otin Yeboah as the incoming Vice President, Sciences. We have Professor Techua Menu as the incoming Arts Vice President, Arts, but unfortunately, he is not in, he's traveled. So we have Professor George Obin Eji as the incoming Honorary Secretary.
Kate, I think she is online.
Hello, I learned Professor Techua is online. And we have Professor Opokunti as the outgoing president. The other new council members are as follows. Please, when you hear your name, then you come to the front seat. Professor Grace Oforisapon, council member. Professor Ben K. Ahunu, council member. Professor Adam B. Bodomo, council member. He is online as well. Professor Samuel Ej Mensah, council member. The last but not the least, Esquire AC Anan Ankoma, council member. Thank you. Professor Peter Corte, council member. Honorary treasurer. and council member as well. Honorary Treasurer. Please, please. Remarks by the outgoing president. Thank you.
Thank you, Acting Executive Secretary, and thank you, outgoing Honorary Secretary, and greetings, Vice President Arts. We see you now. Welcome.
Thank you.
Emerita Professor Isabella Kwache, President of the Academy, incoming President of the Academy, past Presidents of the Academy, Vice Presidents of the Academy, members of the outgoing Council, and members of the new Council, distinguished fellows, Executive Secretary and staff of the GAAS Secretariat, ladies and gentlemen. It's really my pleasure to hand over the chain of office to our distinguished incoming President, Emerita Professor Isabella Kwache. I congratulate you for the honor being given to you and for the leadership and trust that the Academy has given to you. I also want to thank the incoming council and express to them let them know that the Academy holds them in high regard and has given them this important responsibility. My colleagues on the old council, on the outgoing council, I'm so indebted to you because we have done a lot of work in the last 2 years. I'm so amazed by how often we had to meet under very short circumstances and how you showed up without much complaint. I thank the outgoing council, the sections, and the general meeting of fellows for the honor and trust, confidence and trust you bestowed on us to direct the affairs of the Academy. For me, it has been a great privilege to serve as the president of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences. I look at these people behind me, and I'm so delighted and humbled to be among them. I've enjoyed working with and learning from the council and the fellows of this great academy. And I was lucky to have worked with a very committed council. As I said, we met so many times and for long hours to address matters affecting the council. We ended the year very well, and there was a lot of excitement on 30th of December when we got this beautiful plaque. Let me take it. Are you going to present it? Yeah, let me take it and read what the plaque says before I list a few of the things that I want to remind you of. This is the plaque the Academy got for the Presidential Honor for Distinguished Service. It was awarded to the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences in recognition of its continuous dedicated service to the people of Ghana. It was presented by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic, on 30th December 2024 in Jubilee House, Accra. And I was so delighted. No, it says Jubilee House, but yeah, it was an international conference center. Yes, the flag actually says Jubilee House. I'm reading the plaque. Yes, maybe they changed their mind. And I was really delighted to see Emerita Professor Kwache represent the Academy and to take the plaque and to show it to all of us from afar with Vice President Ayi and why am I blanking out? I shouldn't be. And there's a citation, yes, yes. It was really beautiful, and that big citation. So I think we have really been recognized, and it was going to hopefully let the government and other people know that we are ready to offer our services at every time to the fellows and to the country. Thank you. So I'll just run through a few things that you may remember we did during our session. As I said, we have the National Honors and Awards 2024. We had a great international conference on higher education led by Emerita Professor Techua Menu, the great press release and statement on illegal mining, and very importantly, we revived the remembrance of the Night of Remembrance for departed fellows. We are happy to announce that we have rented our space to Indiana University Ghana Gateway Project. So they're going to be on the 4th floor, and it's going to open up a lot of opportunities for us to collaborate with Indiana University. Our committee for membership and welfare did a fantastic job visiting the aged and excused fellows and presenting them with end-of-year gifts. And we're very successful in recruiting a secretariat staff, including executive secretary, procurement officer, and communication officer. And you might have noticed that when you came in, there were private security services people on the compound. So we are really, really lucky that we are slowly putting the structures in place to make this place very, very secure. And last but not least, we are vigorously pursuing Royal Mark in court to recover possession of our property and to collect unpaid rent and utility bills. So that is things that we need to keep in mind as we move on. On the task ahead, I've written an extensive handing over notes to our incoming president, and it's a conversation between me and her, and it obviously tries to capture a lot, but at the same time, there could be nuances that we can talk about from time to time. Finally, I want to thank the fellows who have joined us today for this occasion. It's really nice to see all of you in the new year. And I recognize the fellows who have joined us virtually. I thank the Secretariat for organizing this event and this beautiful program. And I blanked out a minute, but now let me recollect my memory. And I also want to thank Dr. Jumwa Edu for his presence and contribution to our getting this presidential award. Prof, thank you very much, Doctor. So with that, I will step aside and perform a few decorative functions on to formally transmit the authority to our incoming president. You may have seen this beautiful chain. I wear it occasionally when we are having like our Founders Week and our induction of fellows and so on. It's a designed gold chain that signifies the authority of the president. I'm going to wear it one last time. So I'm going to wear it one last time so that you can see what it looks like. Come on, okay. And with my pleasure, I'm going to transfer it to Emerita Professor Isabella Kwache. We're going to do it here, right? They say I should give you this. It's a hammer. In the old days, when there was a lot of money at the general meeting of fellows, you will hit it. These days, when you hit it, people on Zoom do not hear you. We still have recalcitrant fellows who are not listening to you. But here is the hammer.
Past president of the Academy, other past presidents of the Academy, vice presidents of the Academy, fellows of the Ghana Academy, I must recognize all my council members, Vice President Science, Vice President Arts, Honorary Secretary, Honorary Treasurer, these are the principal officers, we call them, and then the other council members, Professor Ofori Sapong, Professor Ahunu, Professor Ajay Mensah, Professor or Dr. Ace Ankuma Esquire. Am I saying things right? Ace then, yes. And I think that is the totality of our numbers, which is 11. And I acknowledge you all because we have a task ahead. I stand before you, and this is all only by the grace of God, finding myself standing here. I stand before you today with a profound sense of gratitude and humility as I accept the responsibility to lead as the next president of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, which we say GAAS. I am deeply honored by the trust you have placed in me and for giving me this incredible opportunity to serve. I am excited by the journey that lies ahead, and I dedicate this acceptance speech to an amazing human being, my sister, my friend, a fellow of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, Professor Marian Irama Adi, FGA of blessed memory. And you wouldn't believe it, today, 14th January, is 11 years when the news of her death rocked the whole country. Today, 14th January. So for me, it's really very significant, and this talk is in her memory. Now, it took Professor Adi 2 years to convince me that I was worthy to be nominated to the fellowship of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, because I considered this a collection of graying wise old sages. And I really couldn't see myself. I really kept away. I would attend the British Council meetings and then steer away. So it is for me unimaginable to be stepping in the huge footprints left by past presidents of the Academy. I was inducted in the Academy in 2011, and I have been fortunate to work with 6 presidents. Professor Francis Alote, a most affable genius. You learn so much by being in his presence. Professor Akila Pasoya, it is a joy experiencing Professor's amazing intellect and phenomenal leadership, which he exhibited during the Ebola clinical trial crisis. That is where you saw a leader, and he led us through a very difficult period. Now, Professor Abba Bentel-Andam, another phenomenal scientist and trailblazer, known for her building capacity of women in physics, particularly nuclear physics, which she is the first nuclear physicist in the country. Then her ladyship, Henrietta Mensah Bonsu, a scholar exhibiting remarkable intellect, and I can go on and on and on, but your leadership. Then Emeritus Professor Sifa Dede, an academic, a scholar, and a stickler for quality control and perfection that I haven't met before. And it's, Professor saw that I was taking on, a job. So he quietly shared with me, he's handing over notes. And then at one function at the back of the auditorium, he said, ahead of you are very, really nice people. This place is replete with brilliant minds, but they're all willing to support you. So this is a profound exhibit of caring. He was, before I even took the position, making sure that I succeed. Thank you, Emeritus Sifa Dede. And then my Emeritus President, President Professor Kofi Opoku-Inti, and Accra. So when you're Accra, everything is all right. A business mogul and a game theorist. I had the pleasure of getting to know some of our older presidents, such as Professor Evan Samfom. I was always in awe of him. And it took his daughter to wheel him into my inaugural. That's how I saw the human side of him, and it really enthralled me with his stories. I also consider myself fortunate getting into conversation with some of the older fellows, like Professor Ajay Bequin, Professor J.H. Nketia, Professor Sai. And I think for me, the ultimate is our own president, distinguished Professor Nana S.K.B. Asante. I consider Nana the best face of the academy. He provides a constant and stabilizing presence always at the academy. And then 2 additional pearls, I call them, of the old sages. Emeritus Professor Ivan Adai-Mensah, who I can call and talk to anytime. And Emeritus Professor Jechi of blessed memory. And then, of course, President Trailblazer, indomitable presence, and is simply unforgettable. Another distinguished professor, Sir Felix F.I.D. Konete, he can engage you for hours. And then President Professor R.F. Amonu, our gentleman humanists. Now, this is the collective brilliance that I am inheriting, and I cannot be prouder of my pedigree. Thank you. Now, I want to particularly recognize all the women fellows of the Academy. Every one of them is phenomenal, with a history of academic achievement and scholarship. Each one has shattered the glass ceiling at a point in their academic career. But one that has chiseled through concrete is H.E. Professor Nana Jane Poku Agyemang. Now, I want us all to have a rousing ovation. Please, can we honor Her Excellency Professor Nana Jane Opoku Mensah. This is a phenomenon. She was one of us. So let it go on record that today we recognize one of our own who has made it. Thank you very much. Thank you, fellows, and thank you, audience. Go on without saying anything about our Emerita Professor Elizabeth Adefio Shandop, the Lady of Style and Brilliance, the very first Emerita Professor in the country, a scholar of extraordinary intellectual capacity, brilliance, woman of verve, style, and class. I can go on and on. who it is an honor for me and privilege to call my mentor. Then there's the late Emerita Professor Mary E. Krop Dakubu. May she rest in peace. Epitome of academic brilliance. Then our own Emerita Professor Techua Menu. I cannot find enough words to describe my brilliant academic and scholar, my greatest advocate. I never want to face her on the wrong side of the bench. You are amazing, Emerita Professor Techua, and I thank you for your friendship. To date, the past presidents we note, only 3 women presidents of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences. From President Dr. Letitia Techubia Obeng, the very first woman to shatter the glass ceiling to become the first woman president. Then President Professor Abba Bentel Andam, the second female president. And then our very own President, Her Ladyship, Professor Her Ladyship Justice, Professor Henrietta J.A.N. Mensah Bonsu, the third female president of the Academy. So I am truly humbled to be called the incoming and the 4th female president or woman president of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences. I want to express gratitude to all my amazingly talented women and our stalwart men, I'm not leaving the men behind, though, men of the Academy. It is the contribution of successive presidents that has kept the Academy alive since inception. And our support of family. We cannot do anything without support of family. Now, in climbing the ladder of success, the love and support of family steer us through the challenging journey. I come from a family of very strong women achievers. From my paternal grandmother, Mami Araba Chinba Elizabeth York. My maternal great-grandmother, Esi Techua. You know I have that's where we click. My grandmother, Mami Esi Segua Mary Cornelius, all educated to levels that allow them to manage their UAC passbooks. And then my mother, the indefatigable Grace Efua Mweswa Isando, who a virtuous woman. You know, she is really ready for any position, and she is a St. Monica convent training, always found herself in leadership position. At Christchurch, at All Saints, she became the master shepherd and enrolling member of the Mothers Union of All Saints Anglican Church. Can you believe that? And with her dear friend, Mrs. Martins, the indefatigable secretary, they held sway and dance moves. They would go from one aisle to the end of the church. At 90, they were the oblaye of All Saints Church. So these are the women I take, considerable strength from. And then I draw support from my dearest sister, Mrs. Joyce Boachi, my brothers, Isaac Benjamin Kwachi, Dr. Emmanuel Kwachi, Robert Yakwa Hakman Kwachi, my amazing extended family of Kwachi, with a Q, Kwachi, with a K, Boachi, Buckles, Wood, York, Cornelius, Isons, Aqua, Hudson, Odus, and my favorite Buckle matriarch, Mrs. Caroline Buckle, my wise bionic woman, totally and utterly dependable, caring, supportive, but never one to beat about the bush. I have drawn inspiration from every member of my family. Thank you, family. And now, how can I say, support of classmates, mentors, colleagues, research teams, and church members. The list goes on and on, but there are few that I have to share with you because those have contributed to where I am. A number of men and women have personally and professionally impacted my life. And this is my OAA 64-year group, and represented by Willie Keteku, please, you're representing our group. Yes. They are amazing super achievers, generals, physicians, registrars, name them, they're all there. But we remain each other's cheerleaders. And then my mentors, Sir Alistair Vola, Chris Draper, London School, Irene Batty, Gabriel Kane, Shirin Chandler, those also make me. Christine Facer, John Holbrook, London Hospital, Whitechapel, Dr. Jomwa Edu, way back, in the 70s. And often Sir Alistair Volas let us loose in his spacious zoo, London Zoo, Zoological Society. Would you believe it? We spent our Saturdays working in the London Zoo. Jomo and I go that far back in the 70s. Yes. Then we have, and we were working on immune complexes and nephrotic syndrome, on malaria, and we're still working on malaria. And then Dr. Lou Miller, NIH. Lou Miller, Richard Carter, Michael Good, Nebe Kumar, Sanjay Kumar, Diane Wallace-Taylor. We were around for her to breathe her last breath on the 11th of January. She was in a hospice dying from cancer. This is another brilliant woman that made me. Yeah. And then Chinky Johnson, Emerita Professor Rose Leke, Emerita Professor Patricia Romans. Together we, where you found IUT, you find Professor Cliff. My Emeritus Professor AGB Amwa, where are you? Then Emerita Professor Emi Tui, Benny Gaya, Rexford Kofi Asante, Dr. Moses Adibo. These are people who made me where I am now. Dr. Fred Rapa, Edith Tete, Dr. Julia Tuakle, Dr. Ebenezer Addison of the Gates Partnership. Massive, massive support from the UG, from Emeritus Professor N.S. Ayite. You supported me. I ended up in a fast-track court, but you were there for me and get me out. Prof. Anand, Professor Ayekumi, Professor Julius Fobil, Professor Nyos Suriri. Research teams in the Gambia, in Ivory Coast, Cameroon, Australia, Thailand, Holland, France, Pongonsi, the Chai team, the FEI France team, the hydrogen peroxide indomitable group headed by Seth Ayite. What can I say? We saved the day with COVID-19, believe you me. And then, of course, ultimately, the GAAS Cocoa Board research team, led by my indefatigable Professor Ladewu Sonu. And the co-PIs, of course, wherever he goes, you see his twin, Professor Yao Edu Jamfi, and Dr. Edward Ampofu, Professor Dai, Professor Hefron Benjamin, and the rich, exciting academic exchanges. Of great importance, really, is my faith in God. That keeps me grounded. The influence of all my priests, my church members, here represented by Professor Nyako, he's both an FGA and representing the church, Christ Church. And all my friends and family of All Saints Church, Christ Church, these all keep me grounded and humble. The achievements I chalked will not have been possible without unwavering support from the guidance of all these friends, all mentors, and the encouragement of colleagues. Their belief in me, a constant source of strength and inspiration. Now, the position of President of the Ghana Academy of Sciences, I see this as more than a title to me. It is a responsibility and a privilege. It represents an opportunity to contribute meaningfully to specific causes, missions, and organizational imperatives. I am committed to upholding the values we cherish and will work diligently to achieve all our shared goals. What is the significance of GAAS? The Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences is the Ghana's premier learned society. It was founded in November 1959 by Government Instrument of Incorporation. Its aim is to bring together the highest level of intellectual experts and professionals in the country to constitute a think tank in the arts and sciences to enable it advise government and other relevant bodies on issues of importance like the COVID and Ebola to national development. It had 20 founding fellows, of which 13 men and 1 woman at the time. This was 1959. Today, 2025, in our 66th year of being established, we have a total of 149 fellows, 121 men and only 28 women. Now we have work to do, ladies. Our mission is to facilitate the creation, acquisition, and application of knowledge for national advancement by supporting research, innovation, dissemination of ideas that drives progress. It is to promote and uphold high standards in all fields of arts and sciences, ensuring that the Academy remains a beacon of intellectual rigor and creativity. We want to recognize and honor exceptional contributions to the arts and sciences in Ghana, celebrating achievements that inspire future generations, actively addressing critical developmental issues in Ghana and Africa by engaging in thought leadership, policy advocacy, and strategic initiatives. What are our core values? Professionalism and commitment, excellence, integrity, and relevance. We have a strategic vision and a strategic plan, which was led by our ladyship, Henrietta Mensah-Bones. In 2020, we had it for 2020-2025. It's still valid, so I don't need rushing out to get another one. The GAAS strategic plan serves as a detailed roadmap to solidify the Academy's relevance and excellence. By 2025, the plan aims to position GAAS as an indispensable institution in shaping Ghana's intellectual, cultural, and developmental future. My leadership is firmly rooted in working towards achieving these objectives to ensure GAAS is both impactful and future-ready. Now, what is my track record? Why is this small woman sitting here thinking that she could be president of the Academy? I was inducted into Fellowship of Ghana Academy in 2011. And between Professor Sai and senior members, I hit the ground running, representing GAAS. There was in the often collaboration with Leopoldina, the German Academy, and they were having a 2-day workshop in Kumasi. So with just joining for that month, I was whisked off to give a talk in a 2-day workshop at a non-communicable disease, which was at as a GAAS Leopoldina at Noda Hotel in Fumesi in Kumasi, 20 to 22nd March 2011. Now, GAAS has a long history of engagement and presence at the international level. It is a member of the World Academy of Sciences, TWAS, the African Academy of Sciences, AAS, Inter-Academy Partnership, IAP, the Network of African Science Academies, NASAC, and then AMASA. I have been at the forefront of every GAAS science-related activity since I was inducted. Now, some notable contributions to the promotion of knowledge include the workshop on counterfeit medicines problem in Ghana in March 2013. We inaugurated the Young Ghana Academy on 13th May 2014. I was part of, with Professor Akosa, launched the World Tobacco Day, 31st May 2014. And then I gave my inaugural on building biomedical research capacity for malaria vaccine and public health from grassroots to policy challenges, achievements, and future perspectives in 2015. And then there was panel discussion on changing disease patterns in Africa and the launch of the policy booklet, which went through all the health sectors and around the country. And it was the changing disease patterns in Africa, and it was launched on the 5th of October 2016. And then soon after, we had Sustainable African Cities International Conference. Again, a collaboration between GAAS and Leopoldina in July 2018. Then participated in the 15th International Meeting of African Science Academies, AMASA. And then the Royal Society UK-sponsored conference on science, Commonwealth on Science, which was in March 2022. I have been also part of GAAS activities in several sister academies in Africa: Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, South Africa, Nigeria, Senegal. In Britain, the Royal Society of UK. In America, the American Academy of Arts and Sciences. In Germany, the Leopoldina. So humbly, I think I've paid my dues, and I can say I can make a contribution. I also served 2 terms as GAAS Vice President of the Sciences for 4 years, 2021 through to 2024. Now, significantly, we come to the role in Ebola. I was a member of the 5-person technical committee that undertook a review of the proposed clinical trial for an Ebola vaccine in 2015. And we proved that the vaccine wasn't ethical enough to put in our people. Most Ghanaians walking are compromised. And this vaccine had an adeno component, and there was adenosis in the country. Full of adenovirus antibodies. You put a vaccine construct with adeno vehicle, then you're going to neutralize the vaccine before it even gets into the people. Not mentioning the side effects of the vaccine itself, inducing thrombosis, neutropenia, and really, we had to stand against a lot of issues. But luckily, it was not approved for trials. In the end, they had to improve it. But at the material time for phase 2, we literally looked at the phase 1 trial that they had published and saw all these issues. Said, no way, you can't do a phase 2 in Ghana. You go and do your homework and come back. And that is one of our achievements. So for me, the role in Ebola. And the role in COVID-19. As a member of the GAAS Health and Sanitation chapter headed by my good friend Jomo, we engaged with government and presented reports that shaped the government's response to, and then headed by Professor Sefadide, was central to this, government's response to the COVID-19 pandemic. And then we go to the celebration of International Year of Basic Science and Sustainable Development. One of our own, Professor Otengi Yabua, was at the UN, and they were ready to phase out basic sciences out of the arena. He said, no, Africa is not done yet with basic sciences. We still need the basic sciences. So with a number of people, they made it possible to become, they made it a year to be celebrated. So the International Year of Basic Science and Sustainable Development was due to brilliant who interacted in UN and got it on the face. And so as Vice President of the Sciences, I worked with the chair of International Year of Basic Science and Sustainable Development, Professor Abba Andam, to deliver a year-long brilliant activities, successful, which was even wonderful to behold when we evaluated in the UN. And now the UN is turning into a decade-long celebration. Now that is what we achieve as an academy. Thank you. And then, of course, the Cocoa Project, our pride and joy. And that is headed by no lesser person, by my good friend, Professor Ladewusono. Yeah. And that is to show that we have cocoa, a valuable product. And we want to show that it impacts in infectious diseases and non-communicable diseases. So we started a clinical trial, with him and our team on COVID-19. Well, of course, nature having it, it said, you're too late. The patients ran out, and we still had our cocoa in our hand. So we decided to move in on the non-communicable disease. So we're looking at the impact on reducing disease in diabetes. And we know diabetes is a big thing. So we're currently involved, being led by Prof. and Yaduj Emfi, and the Honorary Secretary here. We're involved in that clinical trial, which we hope will provide the data needed so that cocoa will become a thing, a presence on every table in the country. And now the successful bidding for the Science Technology Center. I was a member of the committee. This is headed by Professor Sefadide, Professor Wellington. We bid, and we're one of 5 centers all in Africa who got the center. And because we didn't, we were running around, no money, no money. Without money, you will be left behind. So we have to find money. So we almost got sidetracked, but we got a collaborating team headed by Prof. Ephraim that we're back on track. We're, resetting ourselves back. And this would be building a science village that will be available for anyone, any inquiry into science. For the aging, for the market woman, you can come and ask any questions on science. This is where we want the Science Technology Center that we want to build. And in collaboration with CSIR, DEX Technology, Ghana Science Association, our stakeholders are many. And now that we've literally re-engaged and been brought back, we are going to, so all fellows, we're going to bring you all on board for the STC. Now, as president of Academy 2025-2026, I share my vision below, outlining my clear objectives for the role. I will emphasize that with teamwork, the collective success we aim for, we will achieve. Going forward, my vision is to reposition the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences as a global center of intellectual and practical excellence, promoting knowledge for national and global development. This vision is not merely aspirational, but transformative, seeking to redefine how the academy integrates traditional scholarship with contemporary solutions to societal challenges. It reflects the academy's ambition to advance intellectual frontiers, provide practical solutions to societal needs, and remain globally relevant while staying rooted in Ghana's unique context. This dovetails directly into the mission of GAAS. Now, my mission will be anchored on 5 pillars. 1, digital transformation while embracing the 4th industrial revolution. Will ensure the academy's visibility and operational efficiency and to promote GAAS as a leader in technological advancement. We will address our horrendous internet problems and website challenges by creating a dynamic and interactive digital ecosystem that consistently showcases GAAS activities, research outputs, and our contributions. We want to implement a robust communication strategy that integrates social media platforms, podcasts, and webinars to engage with diverse audiences, including younger generations. We want to recruit and collaborate with fellows who specialize in emerging fields such as artificial intelligence, biotechnology, quantum science, and digital ethics, ensuring the academy remains at the forefront of innovation. We want to leverage data analytics to measure the impact of GAAS initiatives and refine its strategic priorities based on evidence. The second pillar, financial sustainability. We want to secure the academy's financial independence and growth. Secure our facility, oh please. President, we want to secure the GAAS facility. We want to pursue aggressive fundraising initiatives, identifying and engaging individuals and organizations willing to support GAAS functions. We will launch an innovative and transparent endowment fund to ensure long-term financial stability with clear governance mechanisms to build trust among donors. We need to develop strategies to make GAAS an attractive and incredible recipient of funding support from local and international partners. And this includes positioning GAAS as a thought leader on key issues, enhancing its appeal to donors interested in evidence-based impact. The third pillar is stakeholder engagement. To enhance relevance and influence, we want to foster relationships with key stakeholders, including government, private sector, and international organizations to amplify academy's impact. We need to streamline and strengthen internal processes to promote a culture of transparency, high performance, and accountability within GAAS. I'm hoping to lead GAAS to continue the cocoa project, ensuring its contribution to Ghana's agricultural and economic landscape, which are well documented and impactful. Want to rally the scientific community to celebrate the International Year of Quantum Science 2025, positioning Ghana as a leader in cutting-edge scientific exploration. Continue efforts to establish the Science Technology Center, having helped to secure the retention of the project and align it with the UN's Sustainable Development Goals. Want to lead Ghana to continue the celebration of the International Decade of Science for Sustainable Development 2024 ongoing, which is the outcome of the successful celebration of the International Year of Basic Sciences Sustainable Development. We want to engage positively with the Ghana Young Academy, fostering intergenerational collaboration and mentorship. We want to strengthen GAAS's role in international collaborations, ensuring that Ghana remains a prominent role in global scientific dialogues. The fourth, gender and development. We're going to have a gender colloquium. We've got to bring women up front. To advance inclusivity and empowerment. Advocate for gender-responsive policies that promote greater representation and participation of women in national development across all sectors. Focus on enhancing the capacity of women in STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. These are all fields that we've got to concentrate on. By developing mentorship networks, scholarship opportunities, and tailored leadership programs for emerging female leaders. Champion equity in research funding and access to resources, ensuring that women and marginalized groups are adequately supported to contribute to national and global development. And now the fifth, strengthened education partnership. We want a strengthened education partnership to deepen collaboration with educational institutions and leaders. We want to work to secure the possible renewal of the Carnegie contract, ensuring sustained support for educational initiatives. That's my Emerita Teacher Menu's brainchild. Want to build stronger relationships with education sector stakeholders to influence policies and drive national educational priorities. Develop clear guidelines to enhance the effectiveness of GAAS chapters and their contributions to academy's objectives. Encourage chapters to secure resources, offer evidence-based policy advice, and establish think tank spaces to support the academy's mission. Explore partnerships with global academic institutions to foster cross-border collaboration and knowledge exchange. Lead GAAS to continue as the pivot of research-based advice to government in all spheres of endeavor. And in conclusion, by pursuing these priorities, my presidency seeks to ensure that GAAS remains a cornerstone of intellectual excellence and a driving force in Ghana's developmental landscape. Through innovation, collaboration, dedication, and commitment, GAAS will continue to uphold its legacy and create lasting impacts for generations to come. Once again, I sincerely thank you for this honor, fellows and guests. I sincerely. I am excited to begin this new chapter with my able council members. And I look forward to contributing to the success of GAAS. As president of GAAS for 2025 and 2026, I am committed to leading the academy into a new era of excellence, where it becomes a beacon of knowledge, innovation, and inclusivity. These pillars are not merely goals, but represent a roadmap for achieving a GAAS that is resilient, resourceful, and globally respected. Together with the support of fellows, partners, and stakeholders, we will not only meet these objectives, but exceed them, leaving a legacy of impact for future generations. Now let us seize this moment together to ensure that GAAS advances intellectual inquiry, transforms lives and societies, and aligns with the highest ideals of human progress. Thank you for your confidence in me and for your warm welcome. And now a few acknowledgements. I acknowledge all fellows. And as immediate past president says, you look at these wonderful men and you cannot fail. You know, they are just there to encourage you. And then GAAS Secretariat, I value you, and together we'll work together. And to all my family members, I worship you all. Without you, I wouldn't be here. And my classmates, my wonderful classmates, you should see them. Teddy, Willie, Horace, they are amazing. And then Christ Church members, my Christ Church, you know, and all my research teams, national, regional, and global. And I want a special recognition to Mr. Francis Ankra. Francis Ankra was the progressive, the most progressive, whatever is progressive at GAAS, a fountain of historical memory. He has left for greater pastures. But in consultation with council, I think in good time, he will be honored at the appropriate time because his contribution to the academy is invaluable. So for this, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you.
Send you e-copy. Two attachments. Three attachments. I just gave you first pages. I'm going to send that to you by WhatsApp. By email.
Right. I believe it to be in order to stand on the protocols already and to also announce that we have gradually arrived at the end almost of today's program. It's a good time to acknowledge the presence of council members who are not here in person, but we are grateful that they've been able to join us online. Emerita Professor Techua Menu, Vice President Arts, and Professor Adams Bodomo, a council member. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the program. There's supposed to be an announcement, but the announcement is to officially inform us that there will be a group photograph in the foyer. Right. And thank you. Yeah, thank you. And also, of course, we are all welcome to join in the refreshment. Thank you.
Please, we are going to the foyer to take the group photograph. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, please, the group picture is outside, and after that we'll come back for refreshment. Thank you.